very good morning to you, and it's good to be here on the beginning of the new week. It's good to be alive in the land of the living as well. So, we are so glad to have you this morning on Super Citizen at Sunrise. My name is Ekene Ezebue, and we head straight to our newspaper review segment this morning to extract some of the headlining stories for your listening pleasure. Now, we are going to be starting from the Punch newspaper to do justice to some of the headlining stories right there this morning. And on the Punch newspaper, we have a very conspicuous one staring us in the face right here. It says 10 billion naira debt. CBN defaults on payments to banks. Dollar nears 1,000 naira. I beg your pardon. Dollar nears 1,000 naira. That's the one that is conspicuously staring us in the face right there. Now, let's take a look at what the first paragraph of that story have for us. And it says over 2 weeks after Central Bank of Nigeria promised to clear over $10 billion foreign exchange debts owed Deposits Money Bank. The Apex Bank has yet to do so, according to findings by the Punch. This came as Naira was sold between 990 Naira per dollar and 995 Naira per dollar by Bureau de Change operators on Friday and Saturday in Lagos, Abuja and Kano. On the investor and export forex window, the Naira, however, appreciated to 747.76 dollar on Friday, from 772 to 98 per dollar on Thursday. The immediate past acting CBN Governor Folashodu Shonubi on September 6, 2023, said the Apex Bank had concluded on dollar debts with commercial banks, disclosing that all forex exchange backlogs would be cleared within 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, according to him, Deposit Money Bank have assisted the Apex Bank to clear the majority of its overdue FX forward contracts at maturity. As such, he said the CBN had reached an agreement to reimburse the lenders within 1 or 2 weeks following extensive debt restructuring talks that lasted over a long period of time. In response to questions about the backlogs, the banks have been working with CBN on various structures to clear them. So what happens is that at maturity, they make the foreign exchange available to those that need it. All right, I just wanted to go further so we can be able to make further sense on this particular headline stories right here. Is that it's talking about $10 billion dollar debt. All right, and then the one that actually caught my attention was the case of Naira going up to almost 1,000 Naira per dollar. Yeah, that's a saddening story right there. And you know what that means? It simply means that the price of crude and all that will somehow be affected. Yeah, there was a rumor last week that something came up and people were saying that is it like we're back to subsidy or something. It came out last week, so we don't really know what is actually happening. But whatever happens, I feel like we are better off if it's not affecting the price of PMS in the market. I think that's what concerns Nigeria at the moment. But that's how far we can go on that story. If you want to know more as regards to this particular story, please get close to any nearest newsstand close to you and do justice to that story. We are reading this out from the Punch newspaper this morning. Now let's get this one that says why I refuse 20 million naira bribe. Just kidney harvest victims' husband. Okay, this one actually needs to be put Let's see if we can be able to make some sense from this particular story. It says, you are currently at the center of a controversy surrounding an alleged harvesting of your wife's kidney by a fake doctor during a surgical operation. How did it actually happen? All right, so let's see what the first paragraph of that story have for us. What is happening at the moment to my wife could be traced to 26th January 2018. On that fateful day morning, my wife had severe abdominal pain and stomach ache. She wanted to go and pay for my son's school fees that same day. Seeing that she was in pain, I offered to take her to one hospital so that they would just do scanning to know what the problem was. Because I don't like just buying drugs to treat something whose cause has not been determined. So I took her to the Monad Clinic and hospital within the community. There I met Dr. Noah Kekere, who is in charge of the hospital. He told me he was going to conduct a scan on my wife, which I agreed to. My wife proceeded into his office, and then he conducted the scan and told me that my wife had appendicitis and that he will have to do an operation on her that same day. I refused because I was not prepared for anything operation. The man told me that the appendicitis was about to burst and that he needed to conduct the operation. If not, we may lose my wife. I told him that my wife had never complained about any stomach pain and that this one just happened that morning. Okay? What happened after that? So let's just read further to see what is actually the kind of things that people are facing on a daily basis in Nigeria, so we can be able to open up our eyes. All right. So let's just take the first paragraph. It says what happened after. It says at that moment I did not know what to do again, especially as the man said that the appendix might burst if we did not do anything. So I excused myself and rushed outside the hospital to call my friends and my sister to inform them about the situation. They unanimously advised that I should just go ahead with the operation. I did not know what he had told my wife. When I entered the office, my wife started crying, saying, "Haba, because of how much? Let him just do it now." Because of the way the doctor explained a lot of things, he said to me in my dialect, that is in Yoruba language. And I said, no problem, let him go ahead. He charged us 160,000 naira. I told him that I don't have that money. And he asked for how much I could afford. And I told him 80,000. And we agreed to carry out the surgery. He asked me to go and get the money so that before he completes the surgery. Okay, so all right, so let's keep going and let's see how we can be able to make further sense so the people will see and know what is actually happening in the country. All right. Okay, it says that he told me operation will start around 12 noon. I called my mother and my wife's mother before the operation. My mother came and I went into town to go and get the balance of 40,000 naira. I brought the money around after 12, and they had already wheeled my wife into the operation theater. Around 5 p.m. that same day, the man called me that I should enter the theater and see what was happening. What they were doing. When I entered the theater, I saw my wife with all her intestine left outside. I ran outside because I could not bear to look at the scene. So around 8 p.m., they brought my wife outside and pushed her inside the ward. We spent a week at the Marina Clinic and Hospital. Okay. After the surgery, my wife could not stand up very well for almost 4 months. And before he discharged us, he said, I should be buying swan water for my wife to be drinking every morning. So that is how I continued buying swan water for my wife for almost 4 months. After about 6 months, my wife started complaining again about the same abdominal pain on the right side. She complained that there is something like a wound she was feeling inside her stomach. So I took her to the hospital. My wife went back to the Marina Clinic and hospital and laid her complaint. Another scan was conducted, and this time he prescribed some drugs which I paid 17,350 naira to buy that fateful day. I will never forget that day. After that, my wife came back home and she was relieved for almost 1 week. But about 2 or 3 weeks, later, the stomach pain started again. She managed the pain for about 1 month. For about 1 month before she went back again. All right, this time we decided to go to the general hospital. All right, that's how far we can go on that story. But know that we are reading it out for you right there in the Punch newspaper. Please try and, as much as if you're interested in that story, try as much as you can to go straight to the Punch newspaper and finish it up. But we just wanted to make a little sense from that story as regards to so you can know what is happening in the society and be careful so you don't fall victim to it. All right, I really wanted to get to the point that where the organ harvesting actually took place, but no problem. So you can go and do justice to that story yourself. Now, this one says is on concrete roads. Cement price to hit 9,000, says manufacturers. Wow. So let's take the first paragraph of that story to know when it's going to happen. We've been hearing some speculations, maybe from BOA and all that, but I don't know if it's a confirmed story, but I don't know. We've been hearing it, seeing it, flying on social media that the BOA is planning to reduce the price of cement to 3,000 naira. So I don't know how factual that particular story is, but whenever we get it, you'll be the first to know. The Cement Producers Association of Nigeria has warned that the ongoing plan of the federal government to introduce concrete roads will raise the price of cement to 9,000 naira per bag from the current price of 5,000 naira. All right, that's how far we can go on that particular story. What is actually the alternative? Doing a concrete road would be very expensive, or it will have an adverse effect on the price of cement. So whatever happens, I pray that it doesn't get to that point. All right. Now let's get this one. It's for people, the lovers of sports and football. It says the Nigerian players abroad reign of goals. Yeah, that's a very good story right there. A cheering story. And let's just let's see what the first paragraph of that story have for us, for people that are interested in sporting activities. Now, the first paragraph said Italy-born left back Udogie continued to keep his shirts in the starting lineup of Ange Postecoglou team as Tottenham played a 2-2 draw against Arsenal in the North London's derby. The Nigeria eligible defender was on for the entire duration. Okay. We can't go further on that particular story, but no problem. Just know that Nigerians are flying higher in their various clubs, where they are playing their trade in the foreign land. Now, that's how far we can go on that story. But this one actually concerns us the most. It says Wike gives owners of undeveloped land 3 months to 3 months grace. Wike gives owners of underdeveloped land 3 months grace. This is very important. Please, you have to listen attentively. It says the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has approved a 3 months grace period for owners of 189 undeveloped plots of land in the FCT to begin to develop them or get their allocation papers revoked. Right? The Director of Information and Communication at the FCT Administration, Mr. Muhammad Sule, stated on Sunday in Abuja that the affected title holders had obtained building plan approvals but were yet to develop the properties. Right now, if you have a landed property and you've not developed it, I think this particular information belongs to you, so you have to do something about it. Right now, that's how far we can go on that particular story. Now, this one says ways to assess part of your pension before retirement. Okay. This one are for people that needs their money before retirement, their pension before retirement. So let's see what the first paragraph of that story have for you. It says the contributory pension scheme makes provisions for workers to assess part of their pension savings according to stipulated guidelines. However, withdrawals have implications on the monthly pension stipends such retirees will get. Okay. The contributory pension scheme was established to provide regular monthly stipends for Nigerian workers in retirement. All right, that's how far we can go on this particular story. Remember that we are reading it out from Punch newspaper this morning, so you can go there and do justice to that particular story if you're interested. All right, now, or maybe your aged parents are interested in this. Maybe they want to get some money before their retirement. That particular story said that there is chances that you can get some money before your retirement age. Now, let's take this one that says how to effectively cut electricity costs. Okay, for households or for governments, who does this story belong to? So let's see. Optimizing electricity bill management includes strategic energy usage, adopting efficient appliances, unplugging idle devices, insulating effectively, utilizing natural lighting, and consistent heating, among others. Okay, these are actually the ways to reduce to cut electricity costs. All right, and make sure that you keep it at par with your earnings. All right, now that's how far we can go on that story. But if you're interested, you want to know how you can be able to cut down on but this does not belong to people that are using estimated bills. I don't think it belongs to you. Whether you use, you don't use, you'll still get that particular bill coming to you. So I think this particular information belongs to people that are using prepaid meters. So in case you don't have prepaid meter, try and get one for yourself. The federal government is no longer giving out those free prepaid meters, so you have to go all out, save some money so you can be able to get it, and then you can be able to be in charge of what you consume. All right, that's how far we can go on that particular story. And this one says CPPE urges new CBN governor to prioritize clearing forex backlog. Right, if you're interested in business, try and get this information. It's right there on the Punch newspaper this morning. This one says 3 escape death as container falls, crushes car in Lagos. We'll keep hearing such news, and I believe that in no distant time things can be done to make sure that we have time that this big heavy-duty lorries ply this busy roads, so to avoid some of these things from happening. Now let's leave the Punch newspaper this morning and head straight to the Vanguard newspaper and see what the Vanguard newspaper have for us this morning. And on the Vanguard newspaper we have this one that says, all right, let's just go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue. Please stay around. It's still Super Citizen and Sunrise Newspaper Review segment. My name still remains Kene Ezebue. We'll be right back. right, it's still Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning, and now we are on Vanguard newspaper this morning to extract some of the headlining stories right there. And this one says the NLC battles OPS over stand on planned nationwide strike. Why? Let's see. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has slammed the organized private sector (OPS) over its opposition to a nationwide strike on the grounds that the economy cannot withstand country-wide industrial action. Okay, that's why. Okay, but let's just take the second paragraph. Also, the NLC alleged that some groups suspected to be agents of the government were planning to sabotage the ongoing struggle for palliatives to cushion the negative effects of subsidy removal on petrol. All right, that's how far we can go on that story. Now you know why NLC battle is battling OPS, and you know what OPS means as well. It means organized private sector. Now let's get other headlining stories this morning for your listening pleasure. This one says downfall driver goes berserk, strips self naked after stabbing LASMA officer. Okay, this one is a normal practice in Lagos, isn't it? Sometimes people do that. All right, let's see. Operatives of Lagos State Traffic Management Authority (LASMA) and Nigeria Police yesterday arrested a driver of a downfall bus Volkswagen T4 with number plate LSR, okay, just for allegedly stabbing a LASMA officer after apprehended over serious traffic offense around Constain roundabout Sulere area, Lagos. Now that's how far we can go on that story. I believe that people should behave responsibly these days. We are grappling with the fact that there is a little bit of hardship in the land, so being responsible should be the watchword of every Nigerian, to be able to not to add more problem to what you're passing through already. All right, being responsible, we cut down on whatever situation that might arise, so you can just be facing just what the day is bringing forward to you, not to add more. All right, so be responsible, Nigerians, please. Now this one says a hike in fees will force students out of school. Let's see. It says Ibadan. Okay, this one is coming from Ibadan. They say the Joint Action Front (JAF) yesterday warned that any proposed hike in tuition fees in public universities across the country will lead to the withdrawal of several students from school if it is not reversed. All right, please. We want our people to go to school. We are grappling with the fact that many people are hopeless, and what brings hopelessness is most of the times is as a result of illiteracy. It makes you feel like there's no other hope again for you. But when you're educated, it has a way of giving you hope that there is something that will still happen in your life. So please, let's encourage our people to go to school, so as to reduce some level of hopelessness, all right, among the youths, please. Now that's how far we can go on that story. This one says gunmen abduct Benue commissioner for information. All right, let's see, for the good people of Benue State, let's see what the story, first paragraph of that story, have for us. It says a former special advisor on media and ICT to the immediate past governor of the state, Mr. Tahav Agazwa, who broke the news of the alleged kidnap on his Facebook page on Sunday night, disclosed that the newly inaugurated commissioner was taken away by armed men who stormed his private residence at about 8 p.m. Sunday night. All right, that's how far we can go on that story, and we'll pray that he gets released and reunited back to his family in no distant time. And I pray that the members of the security agencies will rise up to the occasion, all right, and do the needful. Now, this one says the Lagos government condemns TUC RTEN planned protest. Okay, let's see. What the first paragraph of that story have for us, it says the Lagos state government has described the planned protest by the members of the Trade Union Congress (TUC) over last year's suspension of the authorities of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria (RT) in Lagos chapter as a breach of law if carried out. That's how far we can go on that story. If you're interested, the story is right there on the Vanguard newspaper. Now let's move away from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, this one actually caught my attention. It's talking about manufacturers incur heavy losses as forex crisis, inflation bites harder. Okay, this one is very, very important that we take the first paragraph, and if there is anything we should encourage is manufacturing. If there is anything government should do, is to encourage people in manufacturing sector to be able to do more, so we can be able to have a lot of productions, and we have a lot of things that we are shipping out of the country to generate foreign exchange. It's just a layman's understanding that when we start shipping things out, a whole lot of our problems will be reduced. Now, the first paragraph of that story says, in apparent reflection of the depreciation in the value of Naira coupled with the sustained inflationary pressure, the cost of raw materials input for consumer goods companies rose by 18.5% in the first half of 2023, a development which undermined the company's profitability. All right, you know, when manufacturers are not making money, they will think what will come to their mind is, why are they even in the business in the first place? Is it not to make profit? So it might make a lot of them to shut down their manufacturing firms. So you know what that means? Loss of jobs. That's what it means. So please, we need food on many Nigerians' table, and how to encourage that is to make people not to lose their jobs in the first place. So please, government, encourage manufacturers to do more. Whatever you can to do, give them some soft landings, please. All right. Let's head straight to the Nation newspaper this morning and see what the Nation newspaper have for us. And on the Nation newspaper, boldly written there, conspicuously staring us in the face, it says federal government steps up action against rising insecurity. Okay, that's a good story. Remember that we are on the Nation newspaper right now, and it says the first paragraph of that story says the federal government at the weekend stepped up action against rising insecurity in parts of the country. Last week, security operatives were killed in an ambush by suspected terrorists in Imo State. Okay, in Gusau, capital of Zamfara State, bandits invaded the campus of Federal University of Gusau and kidnapped an unspecified number of people, including students, non-teaching staff members, and construction workers. That's how far we can go on that story, and this is a story that gives us goosebumps anytime we come across it. Is it that we're going back to where we used to be again? Things happening in the institution of studies and all that. It's not good. It's not a good story at all. And please let the government do anything that they can do to make sure that what we used to experience in the past doesn't come back again. Please. Now that's how far we can go on that story. And 100 days. Okay. All right. Now let's also extract more for you. Remember that we are reading from the Nation newspaper this morning, and this one says Umahi challenges indigenous contractors on quality of work. Okay, let's see. The first paragraph of that story have for us. It says Works Minister Dave Umahi has challenged indigenous contractors to always ensure they deliver the best quality of any contract they handle. All right, that's how far we can go on that story. Of course, you know that the Honorable Minister of Works is coming from is standing on the precipice of being a very wonderful governor. He performed so well in Ebonyi State, and then people are expecting a lot from him, and here he is giving an assurance that he's here to do some good jobs. All right. Now, that's how far we can go on our readout segments and session. Let's go straight to our discussion segment where Mr. Simon Salami is waiting to do justice to some of those topical stories that we read out for your listening pleasure this morning. Mr. Simon Salami, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ekene, and I wish all of us a wonderful week ahead.
All right, let's get to it. Let's take this one. 1,000 naira and years, $1,000. That's 1,000 naira per dollar. This is it's not a good story at all, and from what we are seeing, it's going to affect a whole lot of things. Even the price of fuel and all that would definitely within some few days or so. Marketers of petroleum marketers will start threatening that they will increase and they will increase, and before you know, what do you make of this development?
No, I don't want us to start speculating that marketers would be talking about increasing fuel pump or pump price. Let us just look at this issue of a dollar thing the way it is. Clearly, this is not a good news, and I am of the view that the government should, through the monetary policy, do something and do it fast, because a situation whereby dollar keeps on going up and our naira continues to lose value is not good for this country at all. And I think here at Citizen FM we will ensure that we bring experts here to come and deal with this issue in such a manner that we will really understand what is going on and what the way forward is.
All right, that's the word of Mr. Simon Salami. Why I refuse 20 million bribe just kidney harvest victim's husband. We just wanted to make more sense from this particular story, because there's a lot happening in our society and we can't sweep it under the carpet, and these are one of those stories, like a little stomach ache and then someone was operated on for just a little stomach ache. What do you make of this story?
Well, this particular one that happened in Jos Plateau State at the Morna Hospital is really giving me goosebumps. I'm not feeling too comfortable. I'm not happy about it. And I want Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, in collaboration with the federal government, to get to the root of this. We cannot continue to leave our people, Nigerians. Health is wealth, and the future of and the lives and property of Nigerians, I think, should be safe in the hand of the government. The government is there to protect life and property. The regulatory authority should come in. Nigerian Medical Association at one time said that the suspect, Dr. Kekere, Noah Kekere, is not is a quack, is not one of them. And this is a man who has been here for a long time, for God's sake. This is a man whose hospital, Muruna Hospital, has been there for a long time. And the man came up with another excuse that he has never said that he's a doctor, he has never done. Please do not let us sweep this under the carpet. This is a serious issue, it's a criminal issue, if it is so, and it should be treated as such.
All right, please, that's the word of Mr. Simon Salami this morning. If it's a criminal issue, it should be treated as a criminal issue. That's what it's saying. Now, concrete roads, cement price is price to hit 9,000, say manufacturers. That is if government decides to be doing concrete roads. And is it like when you're trying to get this thing done properly, it's leaking in another dimension? What do you make of this development?
What exactly do we believe? Bua Cement, the executive director or the MD of Abuja, Abdul Samad Shakurabi, said that it will cut down the price. And just yesterday, Dangote said that his own price of cement will sell for 2,500. And who are the manufacturers? Are these not the big players in the industry? Well, the former governor, who is now the Minister of Works, Engineer Umwai, said that concrete road is the best and gave us all the benefits and advantages of concrete road over asphalted roads. But he told us more about bitumen and the disadvantages of bitumen and the advantages of cement. And we feel that this is right. More so when he said that concrete roads will last 100 years as against the asphalted road, the one that they use bitumen for. What we are saying is this: don't let us move 3 steps forward and 5 steps backwards. This is not the way to go. At the end of the day, let the common man enjoy this country. The hardship in the land is too much, and I think having houses of your own, or having a house of your own, and shelter is very important. It is not a luxury to have a shelter, to have a house over your head. Let the mortgage banks, let even the government see to this in such a manner that having shelter over your head is taken for granted in other climes. Why are we still here? Why are we still discussing this? Well, I think that the government we have now is a listening government, and shortly Nigerians will be in a position to give a verdict.
All right, let's hope so, and let's hope that it happens so quickly. Now, Wike gives owners of undeveloped land 3 months grace. It's coming from Honorable Minister of FCT. 3 months, if you've not developed your land, it can be retrieved. What do you make of this?
Well, what can anybody say other than the fact that, when it comes to the elite, they have a way of giving themselves grace. But it is only the poor man that is whom the place will be demolished. Even if they were given quick notice on Sunday, by Monday, tractors will be there to do the job. But if it is the elite, the social class, they have a way of accommodating their own. Well, we know that Governor Wike is a no-nonsense man. He's a performer given his record. But what we are saying is this: whatever action he will take, let us see the milk of human kindness in it.
All right, that's what Nigerians are saying. Now, how to effectively cut electricity costs. Not everybody knows about this. People leave most of their appliances on, and a whole lot of things on. People use what they are not supposed to use, and at the end of the day, they feel like what is draining their electricity bill is the tariff, without knowing that putting everything you have in your house.
Retirement should be a thing of joy, not something that you should fear. I want to believe that it should be something that you should look forward to. After hard work, there should be time to rest. And the pension that we have, PENCOM, we have so many other agencies to take care of our retirees. When they have spent the good part of their year serving this country, I think going back to in retirement should be a thing of joy. Holistically, the government should look at it strategically and ensure that pension becomes something that you look forward to, not something that you be scared of, that I have 2 years more. And this is why they begin to cut corners. Changing birth date, changing your date of service, changing everything. I am not for criminality, and we at Citizen FM will not allow criminality or speak in favor of it. But at the same time, we are pleading with the government, because at the end of the day, everything boils down to the government. The government can do it if they want to do it. It is still part of good governance, making government responsive and responsible to the people. That, in essence, is why we have government. Government should live up to its responsibility and deliver the bountiful dividends of the democracy to our people. This is the way to go. This is just the way to go. Pension should be a thing of joy. Retirement should be a thing of joy. People should look forward to retiring, not to be scared.
So what they're saying is that is actually something that you can access your money before retirement. That's the angle I really want us to look at.
Well, this is it depends on the retiree. If he feels that there is something already he wants to put in place, so that after retirement the thing will have matured, and it will have been giving him the necessary profit, or that will take care of him in retirement. It depends. There is no fast rule to this. You may want that, you may feel you want it in bulk after retirement. It depends on what one wants to do with his time after retirement.
All right, now that's a good one. Now this one is 3 escape there, but we have to open up our phone lines now so you can be part of the conversation. Call us on our line 081 822 22205. I call it again 081 822 22205. You call us on our other line 090 32 22 9797. I call it again 090 32 22 9797. Now let's get to this one that says it says 3 escape death as container falls crushes car in Lagos. We really need to look at this particular development because it keeps reoccurring. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. My name is Abuja William.
Hello.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning. What's your name and your location?
My name is Oguche Williams. I'm calling from Maraba.
Oguche Williams from Maraba. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'm so much happy concerned what your speaker said so far about the cement. Let the cement to be the competition in this country so that the common man can be able to build something for your head. That's my contribution. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that contribution. He's talking about cement. He says, let there be competition. Don't you think so? If there is competition, definitely
price will crash. But I would rather want us to discuss this NLC, the impending strike.
Yeah, we'll get
by
to
this NLC.
We'll get to it.
It's very important.
We'll get to it. But let's just touch this one before we move straight to that NLC story. 3 escape death as container falls crushes car in Lagos. It keeps happening. It's something that Nigerians are always experiencing from time to time. But I feel like if there is time for these heavy-duty vehicles to ply, some of these problems will be reduced. Well, don't you think so?
Anything that will keep life, anything that will contribute to saving life, we are for it. I am for it personally, and I think this has been an occurrence one too many, especially in Lagos State. Governor Sanwo-Olu is known and seen to be a performing governor. He is somebody that we all love because he is up and doing, and he knows why he is there. That his duty, amongst many others, is to protect life and property. Protection of life is paramount, is critical. It's very critical. This issue of containers falling off and killing innocent people has been something that's been happening in Lagos for quite some time now. Please, we cannot continue this way. We just cannot. And all right-thinking Nigerians do not want this to continue. Senseless waste of life is not the way to go.
All right, now let's touch this NLC. NLC battles OPS over stand on planned nationwide strike. What are you going to say about this?
Well, I think Nigerians are not happy with what NLC is doing now. Why did I say so? The president was on Arise yesterday, Arise television yesterday in the night, anchored by Ruben Abati, and he was even saying that the other members of NLC who are not with them are saboteurs. This is not necessarily so. We share his feelings that there is hardship in the land. No doubt about that. No doubt about the fact that NLC is a pressure group too. We know that they are interested in assisting the poor man. But what we are still saying is simple. TUC is saying, let us give this government some time. Organized private sector are no more with NLC simply because they feel that the antidote to headache is not cutting the head. There is a problem. We all know there is a problem. And we have all seen that strike is not the first thing. Strike is the last thing. The last resort is strike. You don't use your joker as the first thing. And we are saying that strike most times brings more hardship. Nigerians, there are quite some Nigerians that if they don't go out a day, they may not be able to get something
they won't
to
eat. Yeah.
So how do you place them? Now that you are saying you want to shut down the country, you want to go on indefinite strike. Is that the assistance you want to give to Nigerians? What do they have in the house to fall back on? If some of the elites have food in the house, in their pantry that can last them a year, quite many Nigerians don't have that. You should take decisions that will be in the best interest of Nigerians. We appreciate that the hardship in the land is much, and we also feel that the government should be responsive and responsible to the yearnings of the people. But we still do not think that strike, indefinite strike, is the way to go. It is not.
Hello, good morning to you. Sorry, we'll come back on that in that line of thought, Mr. Salmon.
Good morning, my dear brother, Mr. Ekele.
Good morning.
My name is Salami. I'm calling from Ghana. I greet Mr. Salami. I'm so sorry, sir, for cutting you. Please, sir, pardon me. You see, Mr. Salami, I've always said this, that as a civil servant, Joe Ajaero-led NLC does not speak for me. I think right before the election, he has compromised. I mean, a labor union leader that came out and endorsed a presidential candidate raised his arm and declared 100% support. And then he has already compromised. He is already partisan. And then I know a lot of civil servants, that are also not in line with him. A leader, a union, an NLC leader that is more interested in strike rather than sitting on the round table to discuss to iron things out with the federal government, like we say in my constituency, it is better to judge than to war. Every action that Joe Ajaero has taken has shown that he's biased. He's only out to sabotage not just the government, but the poor people of Nigeria. The civil servant is not going to be affected. Right now, I think I want the strike to go on. I'm going to be in my house. Every 30 days, I will receive my salary. It doesn't, unless the government implements the no work, no pay policy, which is what I want. The strike is going to affect the over 70% of the business owners in the informal sector who contribute 70%, the traders, the farmers, the artisans, the barbers, the hair saloon, hairdresser. These are the people that you affect. The people calling and supporting the strike here in Abuja, it doesn't have any effect on them. It is either their political jobbers that they are being sponsored by the opposition, or their contractors that is also being paid because the government has blocked the leakages where they get those double contract inflation. It doesn't affect, the strike will not affect Abuja, majority of us, because we are the middle class minority. It is the over 70% of our population in the rural area who already have been completely cut short. They have been disconnected from development of them from the federal level and even the state. So my question again is, whose interest is Joe Ajaero fighting for? The civil servant will make up less than 5% of our national population. Is Joe Ajaero advocating the government should take all of the savings of the government and handed it over to the civil servant, who also were part and parcel of the problem of Nigeria. Mr. Joe Ajaro, whose interest are you fighting for? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr.